Hey, what's going on, guys? See Monty here, checking in for Nerd Era. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the new show on Fox, Gotham, that's set in the Batman universe, supposed to follow the rise of Jim Gordon from detective to commissioner. Let me be honest with you. From the pilot, I wasn't really feeling the show. I wasn't really all that interested in it. I didn't think it was a particularly good show. I felt the dialogue felt stilted. They tried to shoe in too many nods to the Batman universe and throwing in too many characters like, hey, here's Catwoman, hey, here's Riddler, hey, look, we got Penguin, oh, look at this, we got Falcone and Maroni going to war with each other. A lot of the dialogue felt cartoonish, a lot of the plot lines felt cartoonish. You know, the whole Wayne's murder thing was kind of paint by numbers, like everything was kind of schlocky to me. And then at the same time, they were trying to do like a very Nolan-esque kind of stuff, you know, with the gritty backgrounds and like the poetic kind of language. Like, for instance, there's one part where Gordon is talking to Bruce Wayne after his parents get murdered, and he says something to the effect of like, you know, I know things seem dark now, but there will be light. And so they were trying to get like that flowery kind of Nolan sort of dialogue, but then you got all this kind of campy stuff going on, and I wasn't really all that impressed by the pilot. And to be honest with you, I wasn't all that impressed with the second episode or even the third and now the fourth episode. Like, I don't think this is a particularly strong show overall. That's just like, you know, the writer in me kind of critiquing it. But even as like a Batman fan, like it's not the style of Batman that I'm particularly interested in, and it seems to not know which direction it wants to go in. It doesn't know if it wants to be like a nod to the campy 60s Batman with like Adam West, where everything was kind of cartoony and campy and schlocky, or if it wants to be like the more kind of gritty, like Tim Burton's first Batman in '89, or what Nolan established in his trilogy. It doesn't, it's kind of consistent in its inconsistency, if that makes any sense. It's inconsistent in its tone, but it's consistent about how inconsistent in its tone it is. So overall, I'm not that huge fan of the show. I think they're trying to do too much with it as far as shoehorning in all these characters. And, you know, the actors are doing a really good job playing the angles that they're given. Like, Donald Logue is playing a very good, like, cartoonishly corrupt Harvey Bullock. And Jada Pinkett is doing a great job as this very kind of campy mob villain in Fish Mooney. You know, I want to give credit to the actors where it's due. Ben McKenzie is doing a very good, like, young Jim Gordon, where you see Jim Gordon is kind of like him doing, like, Ben McKenzie just basically playing his character from Southland, but like in Gotham, you know, dealing with the corruption of the police force in Gotham as Gordon. And, you know, all these actors are doing a tremendous job, and I want to especially give a nod to the Oswald Cobblepot character, because he's by far the most intriguing overall, and to me the only reason to continue watching the show. The only reason why I've been checking in with the show after the pilot is to see where they're going with Penguin, because his storyline and his rise to power is like the most interesting thing about the show so far. My opinion, you know, you guys might disagree. But overall, that's what I'm thinking of the series. You know, like they try to invent characters that aren't necessarily part of the Batman universe, but the villains that they invent are really like not interesting and not entertaining. Like last week they had the whole thing with the Balloon Man, which was not a particularly great character and very unintriguing villain and very campy. And then this week you have the guy that's going around and stabbing people. So you have like this gritty, like real world style villain that's going around stabbing people, trying to like kill these councilmen and kill the mayor. And then last week you got a guy tying people to weather balloons and sending them up into the sky. Like, it's, like I said, it's very inconsistent in its tone. But overall, that's how I'm feeling about the show. The writing is not particularly strong. The nods to the Batman universe feel kind of forced, but the actors are doing a great job playing the angles that they're given. Penguin's storyline is pretty much the only reason to keep watching right now. So that's my take on Gotham. You know, you guys feel free to comment, disagree, agree, be indifferent. Let us know at Nerd Ever what you think of the show so far. All right? See Monty, Nerd Ever, where nerd culture reigns supreme. Have a good day.